All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about HTML5 layout tags. So let's right click on the Learn Advanced HTML5 folder here. We're going to make a new folder. We're going to call this 01.html5 layout tags. Okay. And what I want you to do is right click on that folder that we just made. And we're going to save this as index.html. Then we're going to type in HTML and hit tab, hit Control S to save, and we're going to go down to line 7 and return twice and tab in on line 8 and save. And the first tag we're going to talk about is the header tag. So I'm going to comment out all these tags. And make sure that you've watched my Learn Basic HTML5 course for free. That will show you kind of the basics to get started with HTML5 and HTML. So if you're completely lost right now, check that out so you know what's going on. So I'm going to do the header tag here. Okay. And inside of here, I'm going to put an H1. This is the header. Okay, I'm going to right click, open in the browser. This is the header. So let's try that again. This is the header. So if I right click and inspect this, it's inside the header tag. So think of the header tag as kind of a div or a section element where it's a container where you can put multiple elements inside of it. So not only could we put we could put an H1 in there, but we could also put the next tag that we're going to use, which is the nav tag. So I'm going to put nav tag here, and I'm going to do nav, and I'm going to add one anchor, if it lets me. There we go. And we'll do home. So if I right click and open in the browser, you can see now inside the header tag, we have an H1 and the nav in there. And if we really wanted to get carried away, we could add another element in there. Our next tag that we're going to learn, which is the article tag. Okay, so we'll do article. And let's do a paragraph. This is a paragraph for my article. Right click, open in the browser. There you go. Now, what I want you to do is open a new tab up and type in lorem ipsum. And we're going to grab kind of a few lines here so we can kind of fill this up a little bit so you can really see it in action. So I'm going to right click and copy those two sections there, and we'll do it like this. I'm going to replace this and paste that in. Now what I want you to do is here we're going to type in H1, okay, and then I'm going to hit end, and I'm going to close this, and then this one I'm going to put a P tag there and go down and hit end. And then close that. Okay, and if I right click and open in the browser, this is still all inside the header, inside the article. Okay, so, and then let me add a paragraph to this one. Okay, and I'll hit end. Right click, open in the browser. And there you go. So you can see that the header tag can hold multiple elements inside of it. So I think of it as a container. You know, it's mainly used for like content at the top of a page because it's called header, but you can use it for other things. So next we're going to learn the aside tag. So the aside tag, and we're going to keep this inside of the header tag, is similar to an article, but instead of it being like the size of the entire page, aside is more for the side of the page. In this instance, it's taking up the whole page because I don't have CSS. But if we were to draw a diagram out, you would have the article would be right here where it is, and then the aside would be over here. So this would actually be here, and it would be kind of like a quick menu to get to different blogs and that kind of thing. That's what an aside is used for mostly. You can use it for other things as well, but that's the main use of it. Then the other tag we're going to use and learn is main. So if you took my Learn Basic HTML5 course, I talked about divs, and div is really a main tag. Okay, so in HTML 4.01, everybody would use a div and then they give it an ID of container or something to that effect. And that's fine. That was fine at the time, but what happened is when they started to modernize the HTML and they came out with HTML5, they decided that instead of using a div for everything, why don't we just make a tag that makes it the main container, basically. And that's what main is. So main is a div, but it's just called main instead of div and then whatever your ID is. It just makes it easier for semantic code so that the layout is clean and simple and easy to understand. That's really the idea behind it. And so I'm going to show you another tag that we're going to use inside of the main tag or the main container. It's called section. And this is a tag, section, that we're going to be using in the project that we're going to do. We're going to build a 10-page website, and I'm going to paste that in there, and then let's copy this again and paste it there, and I'm going to give it a couple more paragraphs here just so you can see how the structure of it works. So I'm going to right click, open the browser, and you can see here it's all bunched together because we don't really have a break or anything. But if I inspect this, you can see here the main tag. And here, let me separate the window. There we go. That way you can really see what I'm doing. Okay, so if I hover over main, you can see right here where the blue line is here. We got this one and this one. So if I hover over this section, it's going to show that section or this section. And the way that I think about websites is like layers. When I went to school, I learned a lot about Photoshop and working in layers. And really, websites are a lot of layers thrown into one. You know, you have your main layer here, and then you have sections. And they've really simplified the tags, which I'm happy about because it makes it easier for me to teach you and also for you to understand what's going on. So that's a main tag and a section tag as well. All right, the final tag that we're going to learn in this section of the course is the footer. So let me return a couple more times here, and I'm going to type in footer. Okay, I'll tab in, and I'm going to put a P tag in here, and we'll put this is the footer tag. I'm going to right click, open in the browser, and let's see where that ends up. And it's right here. So you can see that this is real semantic. You have the header, you have a nav, you have an article, you have an aside, you have main, section, 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 and then footer. It really kind of simplifies building the structure of a HTML document or an HTML5 document as well. So I'm really ecstatic about how easy they've made it, once again, to really show you more advanced things in HTML5. So that's all I have for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.